Thank God it's Sunday. It's Sunday, and I am in Houston, Texas. It's March 23rd in Houston, Texas, 83 degrees, and I'm in a very special place, just about 4:30 p.m. And you're looking at, I am inside the Glenwood Cemetery, the oldest cemetery in Houston, Texas, in the United States of America. For our overseas viewers, this is the grave, the final resting place of Howard Hughes. That's right, the famous multi-millionaire of his time, the builder of the Spruce Goose. He was involved in Hollywood. He was an entrepreneur. He was involved in many, many different aspects. Later in life, he became a germophobic. He was afraid of germs in every fashion. He had a whole floor in a hotel in Las Vegas. And I'm kind of curious to find out how come his final resting place is here in Houston, Texas. But this is where he is with some family members. This is as close as I can get. The gate is, as you can see, locked. And I've got a few hours to kill on this particular presentation. So I'm going to take my time and enjoy the weather and enjoy the horticulture. Horticulture is always a big part of any cemetery. Some cemeteries are neglected in upkeep, and they can be just as interesting as the cemeteries that are just kept up to snuff, if you will. This cemetery, which we'll do a walk through, I have some items of interest. So I'm just going to let you know from the get-go, this is going to probably be a very long presentation. You can watch this or view this in 2 parts or 3, but I'm not going to rush. This is convenient. I've been dropped off here, and I'll kill some time and at the same time give you some images that I think you will enjoy. Some of the trees I'm looking forward to showing you. I'm going to do a leisurely walk through the cemetery, some items of interest, and I hope you enjoy it. Here we are. This is the Howard Hughes final resting place. So let's spin around and walk on through. It's not a very large cemetery, but it is, I don't know, I would guess it's got to be, I don't know how many hectares it would be, but, so let's just start and see if we can't show you some interesting final resting places. It's always interesting, people's final resting places. And so that's what we're going to do. And it's a beautiful day. It's a light breeze, 83. The sun is coming in and out, shaded by some cumulus clouds. And that's about the best kind of day you can get. I've got the red band selfie stick on the iPhone 16 Max Pro. I'm very happy with it. I think the images and the pictures are just wonderful. Look at the root base on that. And what you like about a cemetery is the trees are virtually untouched, and they're just let to grow. And you get some very unique tree structures in a cemetery. Now I want to make a correction. Thank you to my sister Bobby Ann's husband, Paul Maniscalco, was nice enough to correct me. On my presentation from Wayne, New Jersey to the Port Authority building in New York City, it's the presentation right before the dog museum. There's a Holland and Lincoln tunnels. The Queens Midtown Tunnel is on the east side of Manhattan. They call it the Queens Midtown Tunnel. See? It's on the east side, and the Holland and Lincoln tunnels are on the west side. So I want to correct that right off the bat because look at the size of this tree over here. Isn't that beautiful? Look at the size of this tree. So you get this, but it starts off like this. You know, it starts off like that. And then you get this. And you wonder where you are and what planet you're on. And you worry about small things. And you worry about things that are just, you know, do you really have to worry about those things? Especially in a cemetery. Look at this beautiful oak. My God, look at the massive trunk on that. And the canopy. Look at the canopy. Branches going every which way. Just a beautiful. I got lucky. We went. I'm with Will. Will is dropping me off. He'll be part of the function, and he's gonna go see his girlfriend. And I've got some time to kill. And on the way to his residence, it's a good time too. Spring is in the air, and you can see some of the foliage is already showing us the magical situations that we find ourselves on this planet. And it's just wonderful. So he's gonna go see his girlfriend and I guess clean up a bit, do what he has to do, and it's gonna give me time to be by myself, which is a treasure. A lot of people don't have time for solitude and quiet and peace. Now, when you're a young fella or a young gal, that's not very important. But as you get up in age a little bit, there's nothing like peace and quiet. And images like this. Is another large tree. Look at that large tree. A lot of times the families are buried together, which is nice. This is the end over here. This is a perfect day for this type of thing. I'm gonna be very careful with this iPhone 16 Max Pro. My old phone, I put it on the tripod and I was trying to do a video on the Brooklyn Bridge and it wasn't anchored and the wind blew it and it cracked a little bit, and I'm not gonna let that happen again. This is what I want to show you before we head in the next direction. Big engine! Big engine! Big engine! Look at the size of this tree. And all its moving parts. Look at that. We're going to go around and we'll get a close-up. And then we'll get into the interior. We're on the outskirts of the cemetery now, and we'll get... When Will told me that this is the oldest cemetery in Houston, I found that very exciting. It's called the Glenwood. I don't know, did I mention that? Glenwood. So you can Google the Glenwood Cemetery. On your device, and you can get all the pertinent information that I do not have. Or if I had it, it'd probably be wrong. Look at this tree. And these limbs, they get so heavy that they have to, you know, hold them up to a certain extent. And this is what they do. They have wires. Where's the wire? See the wire? And these are all over Texas. These gigantic oak trees. Live oak. Look at this tree. I mean, it's just amazing to me, you know, when you see something like this and you realize, wow, I am on a very special planet. You know, they don't have this on Mars. That Elon Musk clown wants to go to Mars. You go to Mars. You dig for precious metals or minerals. You go. See how you like it. I ain't going. Beautiful images. I mean, I think I mentioned before in a previous presentation that the Governor Abbott of Texas was paralyzed, and he's in a wheelchair to this day because I guess one of these, imagine if one of these branches fell on you, and it could paralyze you, if not take your life. And that's what happened to Governor Abbott from the great state of Texas. He's in a wheelchair, and very nice. Okay, I'm gonna cut. Oh, geez, what is that? I'm going to. You gotta watch your step when you're making these films. So yeah, that's a correction. The Holland and the Lincoln tunnels are on the west side of Manhattan, going into New Jersey, and the Queens Midtown Tunnel is on the east side. So thank you, Paul Maniscalco, for he's coming back. My sister Bobby Ann and Paul are coming back from a cruise, transatlantic cruise, and they'll fly out of Barcelona, Spain, and come back to Florida. If you saw this, you're gonna see. Yeah, I guess every 6 days I upload a video, and I'm getting some grievances from some viewers that they want some more up to date. Look at the size of that one. Wow. If you're a tree lover, this is going to be a presentation for you. I can guarantee you, you're going to like this. 1775, the famous Patrick Henry, "Give me liberty or give me death," at the Second Virginia Convention at St. John's Church in Richmond, Virginia. I remember that from school, that famous saying, "Give me liberty or give me death." And as you get old, you realize liberty is hard to find at any point in history. There's a lot of talk of liberty. There's a lot of advertisements, and there's a lot of campaigning for liberty, but in reality, it's kind of tough. The items of interest today are it's almost like a history lesson, and you'll see as we go further with them. 1806, Lewis and Clark, the great explorers. They went from all the way to the west coast, all the way to the ocean. On this day in history, in 23rd of March, 1806, Lewis and Clark went home, back to St. Louis, Missouri. Started their return trip. And they're lucky they made it. So I gotta watch what I'm filming so I can give you good images here. And so today, Lewis and Clark, on this date in 1806, went home. They very famous. The American Indians probably didn't know the actual hell that was going to be the actual hell that was going to follow that particular. Now look at this one over here. I talked about this in the previous videos. That's what I want. Another nice tree. Look at that tree. This is a great time because all the trees are leafing out. All the trees are leafing out. Will call me when he's en route, and I'll tell him where I am, and he can pick me up. Let me go on this way. You'll get a nice panoramic view of downtown big engines. You'll get a nice panoramic view of downtown Houston, Texas. And of these beautiful final resting places. That's a nice one, huh? Just bring money. Just bring money. What else can I tell you? There's Dickie. Oh, Dickie was a good one. Dickie was a good one. Nobody disliked Dickie. He was always there when you needed him. He'd give you the shirt off your back, that Dickie would. And as I spin around, you can get you a nice view. Look at the nice clouds. It's always nice to have a cloudy day and a sunny, cloudy day all at the same time. There's beautiful downtown Austin, Texas, clean as a whistle. Look at those clean, shiny, relatively new buildings. Tell me something good. Come on, tell me something good. Beautiful trees showing off their spring wares. I mean, what are we talking about here? There's a gecko. So I'll try to keep moving and let you see some of the just interesting different types. Would this be called a grassy knoll? What would this be called? You know, those college students have a name for everything. "1806, Lewis and Clark, go home. Go home. Go home, you must be tired. Go home." 1875, this is a very unique one. This one is another beautiful specimen. Look at the size of that tree. Beautiful. Look at that one over there. I wish Robert was here. My horticulture expert, Robert. He would know the names of all these trees and shrubs, plants. He is something else. God, he's something else. Okay, let's walk up this way and get into I guess we'll walk to the exit is what we'll do. I'll show you the front. Alicia, not Alicia. I'm saying it wrong. I said it right when I wrote it down. Mr. Otis, the first installed commercial elevator, 1875. 1875, the first commercially installed elevator by Mr. Otis, which still bears his name today, the famous Otis Elevator Corporation, company, business. And his name was, I'll just let you see what his name is. Elijah. Is it Elijah? I think it's Elijah. Elijah Otis. Those are the mongo grass. See the little mongo grass? They could be the dwarf mongo grass. Very nice. That's nice ground cover right there. But you gotta watch out. Like everything else, if it's not kept up, it overruns everything. That's a tall tree. Wow. That was this, the elevator was installed in a New York City department store. And when apartments became and high-rise buildings became popular, Otis really was able to make it happen. And with the pulleys and the counterweights and what have you. And he just made it work. And he made it work. I don't think this is I think, did I tell you Ted Cruz has bought a lot here? Ted Cruz is having quite a career. He gets close to losing, but he always pulls it out in the ninth inning. So he's a happy camper. No politician wants to lose an election, that's for sure. What's that over there? God, look at that one over there. I gotta walk down and show you that one. So yeah, what would we do without elevators? There'd be no place to molest, there would be no place for people that do bad things in elevators to do it. They'd have to find another place to, I guess, molest people or rob them, hold them at knife point. So, I heard, what's his name? One of the Hollywood entertainers wouldn't get on an elevator without a witness or one of his own people, because you don't know what somebody could say you did on an elevator. So you got to be careful, especially today. Now look at this one. That looks like a lion. I hope you can see it from here. My beloved giant sleeps. Lester Harold Smith, August 16th, 1942 to March 14, 2019. Wow. Just bring money. Holy cow. This Lester Harold must have been just swimming in money. He must have been tripping over boxes of money in the house. He probably got up to the limit at the bank where they couldn't accept any more money. He was keeping it in shoe boxes. Very beautiful. Look at these ones on the hill. Jeez. Oh, I gotta watch my step. I could take a header here. Wind up having a hole drilled in my skull to relieve the pressure. Look at this one. Very interesting. Wow. Holy cow. What does that one say? Beloved Immortals? I can't read it from here. Yeah, it looks like Beloved Immortals. And another wealthy shoebox tripping over money stuffed in shoebox. We can't accept any more money from you. We can't insure this money. We only insure the FDIC. We only can insure you up to $250,000. After that, you're on your own. You better buy another house. You know, buy a Bagoonie. What's that car? Babooni? Bababani? Buy a few of those. We can't help you. I don't know what Jerry Seinfeld's gonna do with all those cars. Or Jay Leno. What's he gonna do? Maybe he'll just give it to the city as a museum. Talk about having a lot of baggage to leave. God. I mean, when do you stop buying cars? I guess on your deathbed, I guess. Look at these wonderful trees. Now, there was somebody I'm not going to mention names, there was somebody over there in Redondo Beach, California, who had beautiful trees, 3 of them, huge trees. And they cut them down. Can you believe it? Because they wanted sunlight on their solar panels. So then their house looks like a factory. People are misguided. Just pay your electric bill. You're not going to live forever. What are you doing? Trying to save 50 cents? Now you're making payments to a solar panel company. People just find ways to just throw money away. Holy cow, look at the one over here. How do I get down there? Look at the nice grass. Nice natural green grass. Look at that one over there. Robert would know the name of those and the name of those. Just beautiful. There's Duncan. Wow. Duncan. All cemeteries are different. Some of them have rules about, you know, no above the ground mausoleums, standard tombstones only, or and other ones they can do what they want. 25 minutes already. I bet some people are just, you know, they're gone. Look at the nice white marble. Again, look at those thick slabs of marble. Just please. We're gonna need more money because, wow, these are some impressives. I don't know, I find this interesting. I want to apologize to anyone who doesn't. YouTube's got a lot of different things you could be looking at. So there's Arnold. There he is. Let's spin around and come over here. Look at this one. Look at this impressive grave. Oh my God. Look at that. Houston Astros hat, it looks like, perhaps. Oh, and that nice breeze. And as you can see, this cemetery is my sister Teresa, if you will. I don't like people with names that can be like Renee. You know, Renee can be a man or a woman or a boy and a girl. I'm not comfortable with that at all. If you're listening to this presentation and you're going to be a parent, let's not give co-ed names, you know. Renee, you don't know what you're dealing with. Are you going to urinate standing up or are you going to sit down today, Renee? I mean, come on. Now look at this one. I'm going to go up these steps. This is Mossing. Mossing? Is that it? You know, the English language, you know, all these letters are silent, you know. You got to say it the right way. You try to pronounce it, sound it out, and you realize they tell you, no, those letters are silent. You're not supposed to pronounce those letters. They're silent. Look at this one. Nice, huh? Yeah. So as I was saying earlier, I think you can be any religious I see some names here that Stein. So I think you can be Catholic or you can be Jewish. I guess to be buried here, you just better bring money. Because they ain't gonna let you in here for free. Look at this beautiful garden. Look at this bed. They call this a flower bed. It's amazing what a little color can do to anybody's garden. You know? Just nice. He's got a clock, 10 o'clock. Becky Gorham O'Connor. Ralph Surges O'Connor. 2018 and 1954. Wow. Just beautiful. You know, this is like walking through a garden. What do you call it? I can't pronounce it. The Autobarium. Oh, there's our little friend over here. Let's see what this is gonna do. Let's see if I can get a close-up of this guy. There he is. He likes it too. Look at him. That's right. What he's doing is he's blowing up his philosopher. The philosopher is the fatty tissue underneath the head of the lizard. In this case, this is a male lizard, and what he's trying to do now is attract, because it's springtime, a possible mating mate. So we'll let him go by himself because we don't want to interfere in that kind of thing. I mean, that's his business. So our hats are off to Elijah Otis, 1875, the first Commercial elevator installed. Wow, look at this one. This is Metzger. Whoop, wrong lens. There you go. Metzger. Look at that. Holy cow. So we got a lot of wealthy people that found this to be their final resting place. And here's one that's under construction. So yeah, this is nice to see. You don't hardly see any construction sites in a cemetery, but you're going to see one right now. They're laying the foundation. This is probably going to be looks like an above ground mausoleum. And it's already the plans and looks like they're ready to go. Wow. What is that saying now? For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Romans 1:16. Wow. There you go. Our life, our sweetness, our hope. Beautiful. Yeah, I'm just going to keep filming until I get to the entrance, I guess. Show you as many interesting headstones as I possibly can. And hopefully won't miss that many. So our hats are off to Otis. Otis Elevator. Now this is something, 1933. This is the German Reichstag. Rebecca, Ernie, Ida, Charlie, Henry, Sam, Tom, Adam, George. And what they did in 1933 on this date, the 23rd of March, is they had something called the Enabling Act, ENABLING Act. And which that was the final nail in the coffin for any democratic political system in Germany. And I think somebody told me the other day, it didn't take the Germans long to just gut democracy or a democratic system. It was incredibly fast. All you have to do is remove key members or key human beings from key posts. Judges, anybody that speaks up against what you're trying to do, they need to be removed one way or the other. And once all those people, the obstacles to your agenda are removed from the system, then you can press on. Here are some more modest resting places. You can move on onto your system of, if you will, politics. So in 1933 is when they really just nailed it shut. The Nazi Party was part of another party, and they joined hands, and they dismantled any sense of democratic policies, and which led to the Nazi Party just doing what they did. I think everybody knows what they did, what they tried to accomplish. And so that was 1933, the German Reichstag. I'm saying it wrong, you know that. You're used to it now if you've been a viewer of this channel for any length of time. You're bound to get wrong information. You're bound to get the wrong pronunciation. You're bound to just be fed a line of nonsense. But it shouldn't stop anyone from trying to do anything they want to do. Now, I wanted you to show you this dog over here. And then we're going to kind of swing around over here. Still got a lot of looking to do. But I think we saw some of the bigger ones. In 1976, this is another interesting one. International Convent on Civil and Political Rights entered into force. And what this, let's go over here. This is an interesting one. You don't see too many photographs of the deceased, and this is nice when they do that. Look at these beautiful, beautiful trees. If one of these branches fell on you, they'd be drilling holes in your head to relieve the pressure. There's no doubt about it. Oh, isn't this nice? What is this? Melinda, Richard Blaine Jr., Cagney, Gay, Kentucky Colonels, Daughters of the American Revolution. Half a lifetime, she was worth the wait. He made time stand still. Wow, these people were in love. There's no doubt about it. When they were in the same city, of course. And they were a canine lover as well. And they incorporated that love in their final resting place, which is very, very nice. Look at these trees. Oh my God. I mean, this is where you want to have a final resting place. We talked about this before. I don't want to be cremated, and I don't want to be put under the ground. I want an above the ground mausoleum. Probably unaffordable in America, but if you go to Southeast Asia, they'll probably charge you $4. Give you a free t-shirt. All right, let's watch our step. See, you gotta watch your step. All right, let's go over this area. So, and what this thing did in 1976 is they incorporated almost all human rights in the Universal Declaration. You know, this is terrible. Of Human Rights of 1948. So what this did in 1976, it reaffirmed what they did in 1948, and they made it official. That everybody in the world, no matter who they are, where they're from, are human beings and they deserve rights. And as you know what's going on today in the world, I mean, there are people that just, they have zero empathy, and they don't mind dropping, they don't mind killing people. What can I say? There's no way to candy coat it. It doesn't bother them a bit. And then there are people who will remove a spider if they can successfully from a home and then release it outside. This is a spider. And then you got the other spectrum. You got people just I'm not going to get involved in it. You know what I'm talking about. And I'm just not going to go there because everybody else is going there. And this is not a channel to go there. We'll go places, but we're not going to go there. So that was 1976. So that was a nice thing. I don't know. After I read that, I said, good luck with that. Hey, they found some things under the pyramids, huh? They think that's an electrical source or something, some kind of electrical generator, that damn pyramids. Goes down quite, and they don't, who knows what. At this point, you don't even know what is what. I know this is a tree, and I know it's beautiful, and nobody can tell me it's not. Otherwise, if it's anything else going on today, you just don't know, Let's go this way. Look at that nice tree, huh? Beautiful. Look at these ones. I forget what these ones are called. It's like they got naked, very smooth, very, So that was 1976. In 1983, Ronald Reagan announced Satya. Man, I am embarrassing myself today. Look at this one. Strategic Defense Initiative. And everybody knows what that is. Star Wars. And they talked about it, but that's what all this nonsense going up in space is. They're perpetrating space. Another nice tree. So that was 1983, you know. I was in Okinawa in 1983. Can you? Some of you weren't born yet. Some of you, can you remember what you were doing in 1983 in March? All right, I'm gonna swing around. Look at this one. This is a pretty impressive one. Almost like a little putting green. M.T. Jones. Very impressive. Yeah, this is real smooth bark. I like it a lot. See that? I forget. Robert would know what that is. Let's go over here and see what this house is over here. There's a helicopter. Where is it? Where is the helicopter? I don't know. I think I lost it. I could hear it. Let's go over here and see what's over here. Another massive tree. Look at this. Look at this tree. So at this point in the presentation, if you're interested in trees, you're probably in horticulture, you'll probably hang out. Otherwise, I guess most of you have decided that this is much too long and you've got things that you have to do. But it's like, it's really nice. We'll do a lap around this beautiful house. Look at this. This is a very well kept cemetery. Yeah, I'm in no rush, so I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna go around Garwood. That looks like the 40s. That home right there, right? Maybe the 40s, 20s, maybe 30s. That's not new architecture, that's for sure. So that was the last item of interest, I believe. No, the last one is 1998. James Cameron. James Cameron's Titanic won 11 Academy Awards for this Titanic, where at the end the boat sunk and then Leo came up and kissed the girl, you know. Yeah, that's gonna happen, you know. You're gonna be able to survive the sinking of a ship like that. And then get up to tell everybody about it. And it tied Ben-Hur. In 1959, Ben-Hur received the movie Ben-Hur with, let's see what this plaque says over here. This might be interesting for some of you. If there's anybody left. Geez, somebody's probably taken their life. Okay, and his son, Alfred Luca, immigrated to the United States, became influential. I don't have time. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll do it. I'll let you look at it, and you can, if you have time. I don't have time. Let me just hold it there, and then if you have time, you can read the whole thing, and I can read it later too. Otherwise, I don't have time right now. I don't know. Can you do that? Tell me in the comments if you can do that. Some more, generally speaking, modest resting plots, but even these can be pricey. I mean, just a stone, a gravestone, an upright gravestone is pricey. I mean, don't get me wrong. Ripley. Yeah, James Cameron's Titanic. It was on this day in 1998. It won 11 Oscars, if you can believe that, or Academy Awards. But I don't care, you know. The people that make the costumes and work the camera and all that other stuff, they should have their own award ceremony. Look at the nice clouds. It's a beautiful planet. I mean, you got to admit, you know, that's why people go nuts when people destroy the planet. You know, the planet is just a special place, but it can be changed or altered or spoiled forever if you don't take care of it. You know, a lot of the things they're trying to do away with in America and the government are there to protect you and I. Clean water and clean air and clean beaches and lakes and national parks. And I mean, can you just imagine if you went down to South America and saw what these oil companies did to these places where there is no EPA, where there are no guardrails, where there are no rules? You would be astounded. They just throw it around. They just leave it there. It's done. They're not interested in cleaning up their mess. It would be like a dirty toilet. And that's what they do when there's no guardrails. This is what they do. Now, this is a whole nother section over here with all these mature trees. Yeah. Everything is connected. Everything is connected. Should I go down here? Yeah, I have a lot of time, so I guess I'll just... oh, here's another one under construction. I have a lot of time, so I'm just gonna, you know, I'm gonna walk, I guess, until... it's gonna be a large one, too. I'm gonna walk until Will says he's ready to pick me up, I guess. Yeah, the extent of my interest in space is watching the sunset and the sunrise and the stars and the moon. But to go up out of the atmosphere of the planet is kind of... William Shatner went up in that stupid machine that the Amazon guy made, and he came back with some real squirrely feelings. It didn't make him feel comfortable. It made him feel real uncomfortable. And here's Osborne. Life flees, love stays. Another canine over there. Can you see the canine? There's the canine. And He came back with there's a nice one. Look at this one. Beautiful. But that's offensive to some people. You know, to believe in God is offensive to some people. Just leave it alone. Here's another canine. I don't want to step on these graves, but I do want to get you the best images I can. Isn't that nice? Papa. Look at the lions. Lions and tigers and bears. No, this cemetery is kept up very, very nice. It must be pretty pricey to be interned here. Lawrence, look at Lawrence. Jeez. That's a big one. Yeah, William Shatner, he came back from that stupid flight with that Amazon character witness, and he was not a happy camper. It was a real eerie feeling to leave the confines of this atmosphere and this planet into the abyss. And that's exactly what it is. It's nobody knows what it is. You can be the smartest PhD. Robertson, geez, look at that. I guess he's going to heaven, I guess. They say the rich guy can't go, it's hard for him to go through the needle. They're even trimming these trees nice. Wow, he's got a corner lot is what he's got. He's got a corner lot. Let me see what's up here. Yeah, nobody knows. Is that a butterfly? Jeez. Oh, look at the bridge over there. That looks nice. See the walking bridge? Very nice. So I'm just going to continue to walk and show images, I guess, and try not to talk your ear off. But yeah, I don't want to go to space. Why would you be in the penthouse apartment and want to go into the studio in the basement? It doesn't make sense. This is a big cemetery. Look at those nice trees. Maybe I'll cut through here, bring it around, see what's on this side. There's a nice one. Well, maybe I should have shut it off and then do part 2. Or just run it right through. Because you can just watch a little and then I guess you hang yourself. But if you don't hang yourself, you just stop watching it. And then when you go back to it, it'll pick up where you left off. I understand that's how it works. No big deal. I mean, just to see the different trees. There was one that I'm gonna miss probably. It was just unbelievable. Sometimes a tree will get blown down in a storm, but it'll stay alive, you know, and it'll just thrive at a real corrupt angle and just grow. And there was one way back there. I don't think I can go back there and show you. Here's your boxwood. I know that. This is your boxwood. Famous for being a great hedge. Decorative hedge or a privacy hedge. And they last a while. There's another 180. Very nice. Where am I going now? I guess I'm gonna come back out. I don't see much over here. Is that the entrance? What is over there? All right, I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna continue this way. Here are some more family plots. I was in the Philippines and they have a family plot over there. You lock the gate, you can't get in. And they got all their resting relatives over there in one area. Look at that beautiful tree. Look at that. Look at that. That's a tree. Just massive, massive trees. There's a big live oak. Look at the size of that one. Massive. We'll just come around and we should be getting to the exit soon. Here's another nice one right in front of me. So you buy a plot, that's what you do. Miller. There's Miller. I think we all know a Miller. It's very nice. It's nice when they put a chair there so you can sit down there and you can meditate and just sit down and visit with your loved ones. I think that's a great idea when they put a chair. Look at the size of this tree. It must have been huge. But it must have died. You can count the rings. And you can see how old this tree might have been. Just a massive tree. Perhaps it was in danger of falling down. So they took the danger away by removing it. Which is the smart thing to do, I guess. But that's what these insurance companies, they'll tell homeowners, we're going to cancel your policy. We're not going to insure your house anymore unless you remove those trees. I mean, what a sad thing to hear. They want you to cut down your trees. The tree's going to be there long after the insurance company is gone. If you cut your trees and you maintain your trees, the wind will blow through the trees. It's when you neglect your trees and then, where am I going? I'm going to go over here. And then they're in danger of getting blown over, perhaps. But if you properly trim your trees, the strong winds will go through the trees, and the tree will remain standing. That's where we were over there. Look at this. Another butterfly. Beautiful. Just beautiful. There's a nice bench. It's a great idea to put a bench, I tell you. Rothwell. Some cemeteries you have to be Jewish or you have to be Catholic. They separate the different faiths. But I don't believe that's the case here. Look at that. That's nice. Whitfield. See, when you plant the trees just right, all you see is the first tree. You don't see the corresponding trees behind the first tree. See? If you're in Los Angeles and you have to get to the Getty Center, they have some nice horticulture there as well. You can see there's 4 trees, but if you look straight ahead, you see 1 tree. And the same from the other side. There's 2 trees. You only see the first tree. That's how exact the planting of those trees were. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to even try to pronounce that one. Izzedin. Wow. And what's over here? Is this somebody's grave? Must be, or maybe, at least it's not locked. Let's see what it says. And the fountain to boot in the front. Wow. Wow. What does it say? It says, in Panoramic and in the manifestation of our heritage, no Houston institution has done more to celebrate the rich history of our city as this is than our venerable and beloved Glenwood Cemetery. Founded in this is what we want, folks. Founded in 1871 with peaceful continuity in an atmosphere of commensurate beauty, Glenwood has preserved and protected the remains of so many who have contributed too much to our spiritual culture and economic well-being. Such a man was Frederick August Hitteman. To remember and celebrate his life and the lives of those fine individuals who have come and gone are buried at Glenwood, we have erected and do dedicate this monument in the year of our Lord, 1995. So this is very nice. Contributed by Robert F. and Blanche Hermanen Strange in loving memory of their son, Frederick Herman Strange, and her father and mother, Frederick August and Blanche Wood Hitterman. So there you have it. This place has been around since 1871. So these trees, you can do the math. These trees are hundreds and hundreds of years old. No doubt about it. Uh-oh. Somebody's going to complain about that. You know how they are. That's a nice one, huh? That's the ticket right there. So they built this in honor of all the people that are buried here and the people that contributed greatly to the society. Wealthy, wealthy people who took the time to contribute. And I bet a lot of wealthy people contribute, but a lot of people want to be, they don't want to blow their own horn. They just want to contribute anonymously. And that's what they do. You know. There's another butterfly. So it's spring. It's official. What you're seeing is a butterfly, which used to be a caterpillar. And you're worrying about this, and you're worrying about that, and you're worrying about this, and you're worrying about that. You just saw a caterpillar turn into a butterfly. All right, I'm gonna. Wow, this is the longest one I think I ever did. This is an hour. But like I said, what am I gonna do? I gotta walk. I'm walking here. Let me go over here. Looks like this is a cut through here. Nice handrail. Look at the nice paint job. Very well kept cemetery. Beautiful. Looks like a cypress. I think this is a cypress. I got to get back to that UT campus. They got gigantic cypresses over there. And Wilburley, Texas, they have some big cypress trees. If you've ever been to Wilburley, Texas, it's beautiful. Wow. Oh, there they are. See, they're looking for mates. There's a green one. Hey, where's the other one? There he goes. It's a fascinating place. I think the more you realize where you are in the scheme of things, it just gives you a real perspective about stuff and how blessed we are. So, you know, there's a lot of people all over the world that are just having a lot of problems. Wow. They're having a lot of problems. Okay. I want to show you the entrance to this place. This is what I miss living on Long Island. You hear that? The rustling of the leaves on the wind blowing through the trees. You don't hear that in LA because they don't have any trees. I mean, trees even talk to you. They're beautiful. They give you shade. They're beautiful to look at. Some of them give us food. And then they even sing to us when the wind blows. I mean, what the heck? How could you take a chainsaw to that? But they replenish the trees. When I was up visiting Mount St. Helen, they have these big tree farms on the side of the road, and they have a big sign that tells you when they were planted. And when they get to the certain age, then they harvest them, and then they replant them. So some of these trees, you gotta leave them alone. I mean, look at those. Look at that one over there. Gee, look at those ones. Massive trees. All right, let's see if we can find out where we are. Okay, we're coming up to the front now. And I guess I'm gonna cut it off. I really went long this time, but I warned the viewers beforehand. How'd you like that dog museum? Man, that was a blast from the past, huh? A dog museum? You know what I was thinking about that exhibit? All museums, they have rotating exhibits. That one was probably about the art. There was a lot of artwork there. That's probably not going to be there forever. And then they'll have something else. Maybe they'll have a whole exhibit on leashes, all the different kind of leashes, all the different kind of pooper scoopers. But that was for art. Now, where is the entrance? I think this is the entrance over here. Maybe there's a chapel here. I can take you into the chapel. I can only imagine what that looks like. I still haven't done any of those half-hour item of interest presentations. I got my magazine. I'm just still waiting to do that. If I did that, it would be a once-a-week thing that might make some people happy, as opposed to 6 days from the last one. And this one, the 23rd, is a month old. Sorry about that. I had a comment in the comments, and they were not happy with the time, the time intervals. Okay, now what is this building over here? This must be part of the cemetery. Did I tell you it was Sunday? It's a Sunday. It's March Madness. But in America, every month is madness. Big engine. Big engine. Did you see it? Big engine. Jeez. Gee whiz. Gee willikers. All right, I'm gonna... Yeah, I can't show everything. There's a few things I missed. Maybe I'll shut it off and then come back and film that one tree. But I do want to go over here and see what's going on over here. It's Sunday. Imagine if there's a chapel, they would leave that open to the public. Okay, this is the entrance over here if you're interested. I should have a hat with one of those things where you can put the iPhone 16 Max Pro and put it onto the hat, wear the hat, so everywhere I look, you'll see what I'm looking at. They closed the gate? How could they close the gate? I hope they didn't close the gate. I think this is how we drove through. Look at those massive oak trees. So it's nice. How many acres do you think it is? How many hectares? At least, I don't know, at least 20? 20? It's got to be at least 20 acres. 30 acres? The gate looks closed to me. I don't know how I'm going to get out of here. I need that Batman utility belt, you know, with that hook. And he throws it up and then it hooks on the other side and then he climbs his Batman ass over to whatever he's trying to get over. Nice tree, huh? That's a postcard right there. That's a screenshot. And trees are just like people, you know, the branches grow at the same length on every side. Here's your azaleas. I knew that one. You know, we don't have arms shorter or longer than the other ones. Just like a tree branches, they grow practically the same. I mean, it's just amazing. Look at the little boxwood. This is a very nice. I imagine this is going to be locked. If this is open, I will be quite surprised. Closed. This office is closed. And this is where you can search. You can search maybe he'll let me out. How do I get out? Can I exit over here?
Yeah, you should be able to go up to the gate and the weight of your vehicle will open up the gate.
I'm on foot. I got dropped off.
Oh, okay. I'll open the gate with my car and you can walk out that way. That's like, this is my first day here, so I think that's like the only way to get out.
What a wonderful place, huh?
This place is pretty wild, yeah.
Did you see how it uses? This is for my YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
You mind being on it?
I mean, I'm not really one to be video.
Then I won't do it.
But yeah, this place is pretty extravagant.
Did you see how it uses?
No, I've only been here since about 4, so I'm trying to drive around, get used to everything. So.
Okay, yeah. I better go now then.
Okay, cool. I'll go up to that gate right there, and then I'll try to trip it.
This one here?
Yeah, the big one right there.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm going to exit the cemetery now. And the security is going to... Look at that. That's a postcard right there. And he's going to trigger it with his vehicle. It's his first day here, so that's nice. He has a lot of solitude. There it is. It's open now. All right, I'm going to go. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Have a good day.
That was nice. They're really nice in Texas, I tell you. The hospitality that I've seen since I've been in Texas is amazing compared to locations like California and New York. Now, I'm not throwing those places under the bus by any means, but I mean, you just notice the difference. in the hospitality. Oh, there's a train. Here it comes. Union Pacific, yeah. Okay, this is the front of the this is the front right here. And this is the Glenwood Cemetery in Houston, Texas. What does it say over here? All people of all faiths and religions are welcome. Another 152 years. Just a beautiful thing. All right, I'm going to close this video, and I can't apologize for the length of this one. All right, that's it. You have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on the rebound.